That's the
testing?
closest I can get.
Oh, you can get closer. Come on. I think we're evolving out of being people the way you mean it, which is flesh and blood, as we're crossing with robotics, with chat GPT, and then just plain GPT-4. Uh, have you played with it? I mean, it's
Very.
amazing. And it's just an infant. Just think if you have a little infant in your house and you expect it to be like a PhD. Not yet, but it's learning to crawl and walk, and that's where chat is. And it's a great mistake to ignore it. It is going to develop. It's crossing with us. It can answer things that will take you hours and minutes. Sometimes it's wrong now. It's not fully there,
Mm.
but it should convince us that we need to meld our mentality with this form, because that is the evolution. Listen, when the apes stood up, I don't think they congratulated each other. Oh, we're standing up, how cool. Because it happened, very slowly, and then maybe one got up and another got up, and that's evolution. The people that are evolving very rarely are aware that they're evolving. But we
Mm.
are evolving into a different life, a different life form. Hopefully, GBT will help us find more peace in the world. I keep putting in this question: how can we find world peace? What would it take? It's advising me about these, maybe a board of directors mixed with robotics that can figure out some solutions. It's not going to be too hateful. Not, well, I think one human is hateful, but it's not going to be between Russia and like the lovely Ukraine, two humans actually figuring it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean, but
I was going to say, Carmen, in the Popcorn Report, which is now 1989, 1990, we said wars would be fought with robots. And look what happened. And how many years ago? That's, 33 years ago, we saw that. It was very easy to see. And now we have drones, and soon, we're going to have robotic soldiers. So it's going to be a technological war, not
yeah.
not human strength.
Yeah, it's a, I think, I mean, there was this blackboard that was developed in Japan in the children's schools. And this blackboard uses AI and technology, and it scans, when the teacher's written on the board, it scans over the board, and it then converts it into text, and it gets sent to the students so that they have notes of what the teacher wrote on that board. And I looked at that and I went, are we innovating around the right things? Because I think the educational system needs to change. We're innovating everything around it, but we don't get to the root of the actual problem. And for me, when I look at these things, I'm like, okay, what is the actual root of the problem here? What is your view on that?
Well, here's the thing. Being, the most horrible student on the planet and having a handwriting that's illegible, I think it's absolutely wonderful to have written notes. It's so ridiculous that you have to actually write something. It's silly. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. The thing with, education is it's not customized. We have a trend in the bank that's been there forever called economics, the economics of marketing to the ego, the one. And, you and I, we're kind of similar characters, but we learned probably differently. And not just saying visual learner or auditory learner, but just everything about us. Maybe you learn better on a walk, or, learn better with music, or I learn better without music. Or that's what's wrong with education. It should not be a bunch of people drawn into the classroom. And that's what's going to be next. Just like people don't want to go back to the office, or I call it their little cubicles, prison cells, their little prison cells. You're not going to put a kid in the classroom. What could be more boring?
Yeah. And I also think we got a lot of wise souls that's coming into the planet right now. And if we look at the young people that's coming in, and I mean, I mean, the other day I saw a video of a 15-month-old baby playing musical instruments like it's just a natural thing.
Wow.
And I was like flabbergasted. I mean, you see more and more of these little kids that are like these, I don't know, proteges. Like, it's unbelievable. But I think for me personally and just to get to that point, December 2022, I got diagnosed with autism. I also got diagnosed, I've got ADHD and dyslexia, which I think you know a long time ago. But I mean, the autism was interesting. My dad had autism, and I thought, let me just go and have a look and see. But it's my empath side. So I actually decided I'm actually going to stop taking medication that prevents me from being anxious and, to numb myself down. I'm actually going to feel what I'm feeling. And since I've done that, I've actually started to realize how sensitive I am. How I hear things is 10 times louder than other people. How I experience things. I mean, it's unbelievable. And now I'm like, wow.
Tell us more. I think a lot more people are. It sounds better to say you're on the spectrum, right? Than you're.
I like neurodiverse. I like neurodiverse.
Yeah. But tell me how it's manifesting in you, this autism.
So I'm very high functional, and it's not really a term that I like to refer to, but for me it's very important to understand the different terminologies, because we don't like it to refer to Asperger's.